Hey, everyone. This is Key Mama. Key Mama is in the house once again. You know how we do it, and we go scot-free. Today, I have a wonderful gentleman, Mr. Kwesi Dapaah, Mr. Dapaah for short, and this man has been underground for the longest. So today, I'm able to drag him. So I know you're going to have a great time. Greetings, my lovely viewers and listeners. You see, I told you I know how I do it and get away with it, right? So welcome, Mr. Dapaah, to the Key Mama Show.
Thank you very much, Key Mama.
Anyway, Key Mama Show has open door policy. We welcome everyone. And your seat is not a hot seat. We are going to have a conversation. This platform is very educational. We have prominent, big people, respectful people listening. So what we don't accept is insults. And I know you are not that type, because before you come on, we know who you are, your background, what you do. So welcome once again to the Key Mama Show. So now the platform is yours. Tell us about yourself.
Well, my full name is Asare, Kwesi Dapaah. I come from Udumase Krobo in the eastern region of Ghana. I was born to Mr. Cliff Dapaah from Udumase, and then the late Dedo Sakikwao, also from Udumase. So I had my basic education in Udumase Krobo, that is Gideon International School, from primary to JHS. And I attended Pope John Senior High School in Koforidua, where I studied visual arts. Then I continued to Takade Polytechnic, currently Takade Technical University. I studied HND Commercial Arts in Sculpture. Then I continued to University of Education, Winneba, where I had my first degree in art education. I'm currently an MPhil student at the same university, University of Education, studying MPhil in Arts and Culture. I'm also a teacher at the University of Practice Senior High School in Cape Coast, and currently the head of the visual art department.
Wow. Man of many hats and doing a great job. And I don't know what to say, but if I may ask, who or how do you get inspired to take this route? You have a counselor who said, I see this talent in you. You have a family member who was into sculpturing before and that inspired you, or you have a friend who, introduced you. How did you get an interest in this area of art?
I would say the influence came from a lot of angles that I will explain that. In the first place, I'm related to the late Vincent Akwete Kofi, who was a renowned sculptor and an lecturer of here in UST, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So he was my grandfather. Yeah. So growing up, I realized I had the skill in doing a lot of things with my hands. I didn't have the habit of sitting down and then reading a lot, even though I was good when it comes to my academics, I was good, but I always found myself trying to do things with my hands, and then that really got me a lot of interest. So during my days when I was studying my JHS, I got to Form 3, and then my mom gave me the opportunity to choose the course I would want to do in the senior high school. I went to school, I chose visual arts first choice, visual arts second choice, visual arts third choice. And I was one of the best students in the school.
Wow.
My teachers got angry. They were like, "What do you mean? You are a good student, go and do science, go and do business." I was like, "No, this is what I wanted." They changed it for me. They gave me science, business. I went back to tell my mom. My mom got furious. She went back to the school. "No, this is what my son wants. Give him the visual arts." By the grace of God, I was the first person in school, but I still studied visual arts, and I was posted to Pope John, where I developed that skill there. So going forward, after my senior high school education, I wanted to further it. So I decided to polish my skills as well as Takrady Technical University. Yeah, and that has been my journey. My
Okay.
mom was the background, yeah.
All right. So if it wasn't your mom, your teachers then would have drive you to something that they think that will benefit you, but that will not be your interest.
Yeah,
So it's good that your mom stood her grounds and said, listen to my son. And also your mom also listened to you, because most of the times parents tend to impose what they want their children to do. They think their children will be a doctor, but their children might not be interested in that, right? But so we give thanks to your mom for supporting your vision. We give thanks. But during your introduction, because I did some research, I know you also have you're a founder of a company.
yeah.
What company about? Before we get into the sculpture and stuff, we want to know more about you.
All right, for the company, it's called KD's Expressions. It's basically a company where I I source out for contracts in art, and then I make it for people. I also give opportunity to younger ones to train them in various fields of art, in
Okay.
painting, in drawing, in basketry. Yeah, that is what I do with my company.
Okay. Okay. So you search for big projects and stuff, then you give it out.
Yeah,
Okay, so that is called KD Expressions. That's correct?
yes, please.
Okay, okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now, our viewers, if you just join us, we have here one of the best sculptures in Ghana. If you haven't heard or seen him before, today you've seen it on Key Mama Show. That's why we brought him here to, tell us more about how he get into that interest, because now everybody is chasing, chasing, chasing. People doing accounting, marketing, everybody, they go to school, they forget about using their
Yeah,
hands. They are God talented. And that's will not, no one can take it away from you. You can use it till you leave this world.
yeah.
But most people are not interested nowadays. They want quick, 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 quick money. So, what are some of the challenges that you had during that time? We know that in the beginning, your teachers wanted you to veer to something else, but after you have graduated and stuff, what are some of the challenges that come up?
Well, trying to establish yourself as an artist from the scratch is very difficult. It's very, very difficult because there is a lot of competition on the market. So you need to start from the point where maybe you could have a job, and then when you have a job, then you begin to develop your art as well on the freelancing skill. That is how I did mine. So I'm teaching currently, but then I'm also having my company where I work aside. So I'm going to develop that to the point where I think I'll be okay on my own without the teaching, and then I'll go into my company full time.
So you are telling me that the teaching is not fetching that much for you to
Nah,
stay longer in it?
I don't think so.
This is just I put across. And thanks for your honesty on that. But teaching is good. Without teachers, you and I will not be here. So we have
Yeah,
to value teachers in a higher esteem and take good care of them. The government have to do what they have to do, and of that. Now, I'm going to give you the platform. Do you have some of your products? Because people are eager to see what you do, then they will have really what exactly. Because I know you sculptured one of the Ghana presidents,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's in the profile. And how did you get there? How did they find you? That hey, you can do a marvelous. Did you do it and donated it, or some company find you for you to do it because it was a perfect sculpture?
It was a man who knew my mom by then. What what happened actually was when I was in school, I made a bust of myself, and then I shared it on Facebook. So So this man called Mr. Dapaah, Francis Dapaah. He was a friend of mine on Facebook, and he was asked to look for someone who could do the job in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, it actually took me about 3 months to get a job done. And then this man called me. I was at home. He called me. I have a job for you. Please don't disgrace me. Make sure you get it done. I said, I promise you, I'm going to do my best. I was invited. I was given the go ahead, and I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. I was on the job day and night, and by the grace of God, it came out very well.
Okay. Yeah. Can you show us some of your works that you have done so far?
Okay.
Hi, viewers. If you just joined, like I said, we have Mr. Asare Dapaah right here, one of the best sculptures in Ghana. So just take a look. Go ahead.
So this is the first picture of when I was working on the Atta Mills project. I had to come from home. I went to the studio in school, and then I got it done. So this is a picture about the modeling process. I usually take a lot of pictures of the subject. I study the pictures throughout the day on my phone, on my computer. I make sure any moment I'm looking away from the work, it is the picture of the person I'm looking at, so that I'll be able to get the exact details in order to get my model to perfection. So this is a picture of the modeling stage. I think this is during the aftercast. I was trying to work on the finishing. So you could see me in the picture having the grinding machine, standing close to the work and then trying to get the finishing done. So I have another picture of the finished work. I hope it is good enough for you to see it.
Oh, yes.
So that is, yeah. So that is a picture of where we got it mounted. And that one also took us just a day. We worked all night and made sure by 10 p.m. we had it finished. And then the next day we're fortunate to have the president by then, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to unveil the back. So that's basically that. This is a recent project I did for a man. He's actually passed, so I was invited to make a bath so that they place it on his tombstone. And for this job, at times it's quite difficult because you may get only one picture. In this case, I had only one picture that you can see on the left side of the image. So when I get a picture like that, I need to use a software to duplicate the picture in the opposite direction, so I can have a mirror image of that which is there, so that I'll be able to model that on the left side and on the right side. So that is what we did with this one, and it took us about a month to get the modeling done to perfection.
Okay.
So you can see a closer shot of the finished model. Perfect. So this is in clay. So from this stage, what I do is I pick a mold of the clay in POP, plaster of Paris, and then I cast it in a harder material, that's resin and fiberglass. So with this picture, we had the spraying done and everything. And I think just yesterday, we got it fixed on the tomb. So that's the finished work. So you can have this, you can see the tombstone over there, the written on the background, and then the bust is fixed right in front of the written there. So that's another image.
Right. Wow. And you mentioned of weaving of baskets and stuff. Do you have images?
Yeah, I have images of that. Let me see. I'll show them to you shortly. We did this for our school, so I inspired my students to actually work on this. I had the images. I was there in the studio with them. I was directing them. I didn't touch the work, but I was the one who was just telling them, do it this way, do it that way. And this one took us about a week to get it done. Okay, before I show you that of the macrame, the basketry work, I'd like to show you this short video of a modeling process I did in school. So in this video, you can see the subject sitting there, and then you look at the subject and you begin to model directly.
Okay.
Yeah. So this also took about a week because I had students in the studio who were also working on theirs. So I was inspiring them to get the job done. Yeah. So I do these kind of commissions as well. Someone can invite me, I'll come sit down, have my clear everything, I'll model and then get you the finished product.
Right, then I'm gonna get mine soon.
Oh yeah. I'll get it done for you.
Wow. So is it really, really expensive? Or you can
Oh, not really expensive. It's moderate. Yeah.
it's moderate. Or it
Yes, please.
depends on the details that you need to add on.
It depends on the size actually.
Wow.
You can see the finished work.
Wow.
You can see the finished. Yeah.
So talented. So
Thank you very
talented.
much.
So while you continue to do this, let me pause right here.
Okay.
This is an handwork.
Yes, please. I do charcoal drawings as well.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And this is an example of what I do. So I can have your picture and draw it in charcoal. You can have it framed and you can give it to a loved one.
You mean charcoal that we used to
Charcoal drawing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Can I go on?
Yes.
All right. So I did this in 2011 when I was in Takrady Technical University, when I was developing my drawing skills in charcoal. So this was one of the first works I made. And I think it's the portrait of Nelson Mandela. Yeah. Okay, so these are the bags I do in basketry. It is an art form called macrame. We make bags out of cords. Yes. So this is an example of
I have to come and learn how to do it.
I teach people. For students, I teach them for free. If you're an adult and you're not a student, maybe I'll charge you something small and I'll teach you. Yeah. These are other examples I have. But different colors, different designs. Yeah.
Wow.
This is when I was working as a student, I had this lecturer who I used to work with. He was an established sculptor. He was working, doing a lot of works, and then we had to go there and then help him out. And by doing that, learn from him. Yeah, so this is one of the works I was doing when I was a student by then. Mm-hmm. I think a short video of the finishing process of the Atta Mills bust I did. The material is quite solid and it is poisonous as well. So you need to make sure you have your nose covered, your eyes covered before you be able to work on it.
Oh, okay. The chemicals that is being used to do the casting. For the casting. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It becomes so hard. So you can't use your hand and then sandpaper to get it smooth. You need the grinding machine to make sure that you have all the edges smooth before you apply your finish.
So this is your work site. You have a work site or a workshop that you do your works.
This was my school studio. I was in the university by then. Yeah, but currently I have a studio in my school, University Practice Senior High School. I have a studio here where I do most of my works. That was where I took the video of the students when I was modeling.
Okay. So in the school, if I can remember properly, in the school you teach sculpturing.
Yes, please, and general knowledge in art.
Okay, and how is the students patronizing, or what's their interest in it? Because like I mentioned, gone were the days, the focus in Ghana, if I remember, everybody wanted to learn something with their hand, which is the vocational skills. Nowadays, it has shifted. People want fast money. People want to do like banking, accounting, and so forth. So how is the graduation process in that area of the artwork?
Nowadays, I think it gets better because of the kind of teachers we have in our schools these days. When we were growing up, I think when I was in SHS, we had the inspiration from our sculpture teacher because he was always having contracts to work on. You see him in the studio working on statues, and it was so great. We're like, we could also grow up and then get into some of these businesses and then make sure we do our best. So I think the inspiration was from that time. But even
Oh,
by then, we were facing a lot of opposition. Someone who meets me, Dapaah, I knew you were the best student in school, and then now you are doing visual arts. What happened? I'll be like, no, that is what I'm interested in. That's what I like. And in fact, I even faced opposition from my father. It was like, go and study business and make sure you become a chartered accountant so that you have money. You'll be given a good house. You have a car to drive, and then so we had that friction for some time. I think about a year. We were not in good terms, but later he got to understand that, well, this is what I like. This is what I love, and now he's happy.
good,
Yeah.
good, 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 good.
So for now, the students when they come to school, what we do is we make sure we show them what we do. We show them our lives outside school, the kind of jobs we make, our social media handles, and then we show them what people are doing now. And by seeing that, they become inspired, and then they begin to learn because they know that we have a chance with this thing we are doing. So that's how it is.
Okay. I know that you taught in a school, in a college, right, or university that you taught. What about those who doesn't have the academic knowledge, but like we call it wayside workshops or wayside apprentice? Is there any way that you can set up something for our younger ones who doesn't have the book smartness to get into that?
I think it's one of my plans since maybe a few years to come to have an artist residence where I would invite people who are outside school, outside the school setting, who would just want to learn how to do the stuff we do. So they won't come to sit down and read books, but they'll come and then learn how the job is actually done. And then I've started that on a pilot basis where I organize people in town to teach them how to make these bags and the like. There are people who are interested in the bags and then they come around to learn. But I think that is a starting point. But in some time to come, when I have a place, I would have a place where I would invite them to be a residential place. You come, you sit down, you learn. It is pure art. We don't do book there. Yeah.
Right, right. So, for example, the bag weaving,
Yeah.
how many days or weeks that it takes to for completion?
It takes about 2 or 3 days because it is a meticulous job. You have to knot every single knot. You have to tie it with your hand. You cannot use a machine. You cannot use a tool. You cannot use any device. So you hang it and you begin to tie the knots one by one. So the time develops with you getting to know what not to do at what particular point in time, and that increases your speed. So a novice will take about 4 to 5 days, and then someone who is very good can take about a day or two to get it done.
So, if, for example, I wanted to learn how to do it, how many days or weeks it to take me to learn to be an expert, which knots or which where to tie what?
Well, when I'm asked this question, most of the times I don't have specific days or weeks to say it. I always say it depends on how smart the learner is. Because there are some people who will just get it within the shortest possible time. They don't make mistakes. And macrame is a perfect art. What you start with, you make sure you continue with that process till the end. When you make a mistake, it is going to show in the final design. So you'll have to undo everything and make sure you right that wrong. So at times I tell people it depends on how smart. I'm going to teach you. If you avoid the mistakes and you get the concept, you are going to go in a very fast pace.
Right. So, I saw beautiful handmade, bags and stuff. How is the production and sales going?
Wow. For the sales, it's quite slow because it is quite expensive. The pots are very expensive. I buy buy one at around 22 to 25 cedis. So you may need about 3 or 4 colors. When you put that together, plus your handle, you fix the zip and everything inside. You begin to price them around 250, and a Ghanaian will tell you, how much money do I have? How much money do I spend on myself to be able to buy a bag at that price? But I've been able to export a few too outside the country, and I think I now do it on order basis. I show you the works I can do, you order for it, and I try to do a few for exhibitions where people may find interest and buy as well.
Yeah, so are you coming to exhibit some at the Ghana Fest 2022 coming up August 13 at Crotona Park?
Yeah, this year I'll make sure I join.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be very great. This is very, very, I'm saying one of my best interviews because I believe in handcrafts or handyman or handwork because that will take you so far. I remember, I learned how to sew, and when I migrate to the US, that's what I was depending on. And now if I want to go someplace, I sew my own outfit if I have the time. So it's always encouraging, and I'm encouraging the youth that are coming up to find interest in this area, not just in sculpturing, but when it comes to home science, catering, sewing, so many things, carpentry, electrician, added to your book knowledge. And
yeah, very important.
Yeah. So as we come to a closure of our interview, who are some of the people you would like to, acknowledge? And what message, although I give a brief of my own of the youth, what message do you have for the youth? That's I ask everybody on a fast track, one quick money, buy house tomorrow at the age of 2022. What advice do you have for them?
Well, to the people I like to acknowledge, I'll say a very big thank you to God because He has given me life. He gave me everything I have and everything I'm able to do. I think He inspired me from within. Secondly, I'll thank my late mom who inspired me a lot, who took care of me and made sure I did what I love to do and then what I was interested in. I would say a big thank you to Mr. Francis Dapaah because he gave me the very first job I did, that of the Atta Mills. That was my first contract. He believed in me because he saw that gift in me, and then he thought when he gives me that opportunity, I'll be able to express myself. I thank him, and then he has invited me and given me a lot of exposure, a lot of opportunities, and I'm very grateful to him. I want to say a very big thank you to Dr. Theo Mensah of University of Education, Winneba. He has also inspired me a lot during my school days. He will have us come to his home, and then he would entrust us with a huge project. He will leave it in our hands and then make sure we go through it from start to finish. I thank God for all the teachers who have helped me for my school days, SHS, Reverend Hansen at Takoradi Technical University, Professor Micah. I say a very big thank you to him, all my lecturers in University of Education, Winneba, Dr. Kodo, Mr. OPK. I thank everybody for this opportunity. And then I thank my wife as well for always keeping me in check and then make sure as well that I keep on doing what I'm doing. So thanks very much. So thank you very much for this opportunity as well. To the young people, I would say, do your best to make sure you learn hard. If you have something to do with your hand, do it every day. I draw every day. I sit people down. I draw them for free. And I always improve upon my skill. That is the way to get to the top. They should also take advantage of the social media these days. There are a lot of people making millions out of it. When you develop your skill and you are good at it, you can just record videos, have them posted, and you begin to make money even before the contracts come. So I wish them all the best as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dapaah, for coming on Key Mama Show and sharing your knowledge an education background and yourself, your life, some of your life with us. Like I said, Key Mama Show, it's always a home for you. Anytime you have new products or topic you want to, discuss, uh, just walk in and you're welcome.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, viewers, for joining us. Every Wednesday we are here, the Key Mama Show. Same goes to you. If you're out there and you're talented, or you have a topic that will benefit others, educate others, encourage others, feel free to call 929-240-2149 or go to Facebook, Key Mama Show, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I'm there. Follow me and like me. No, not like me, but like the
much.
program that I do. Thank you very much and God bless you. I'll see you next week.
All right.